Welcome everyone to this special session of News 18, Network 18's Rising Bharat. Ahead of the 2024 general elections, there's only one thing that everyone is talking about. Are these elections truly a battle? Because Prime Minister Narendra Modi, leading the BJP and the NDA this time, has set an extremely stiff, ambitious target of 400 Paar for the NDA, 370 plus for the BJP alone. Now, there's only one time in Indian electoral history that this was achieved. And when Rajiv Gandhi achieved this, it was a different era of Indian politics, and the circumstances were also quite unique. Can the BJP and the NDA manage that this time around? Is it going to be a virtual no contest if they are to achieve this target? We're going to look at that and more over the next half hour. Let me introduce the panelists joining us today, and a big thanks to all of them at the very start for making time. Starting from the left, Shehzad Poonawalla, national spokesperson of the BJP, is joining us. Sitting next to him is managing editor, Money Control, and a noted author, Nalin Mehta. On the other side is Shama Mohammed, national spokesperson of the Congress Party. And next to her is Sanjay Kumar, psephologist, co-director, Lok Niti, CSDS. I do thank you all for joining us. Shehzad, let me begin with you. What is the reasoning behind 400 Paar? Why would you even go ahead and do and say something like this?
Thank you so much to Network 18, especially for this Rising Bharat Conclave and giving us the platform. Shivani, first of all, I'm on your left, but when the audiences watch me, they'll see me on their right. And that's where the country is headed, to the right direction. And that's why we are confident. The reason is that, look, what has been inculcated in the political narrative of this country over the last 10 years, and Sanjay ji and Nalin ji will tell you that prior to 2014, Nalin and Sanjay never used the term pro-incumbency as often as they use it now. And they do it for good purpose, because after 18 years of incumbency in Madhya Pradesh, we repeat a government based on our performance. In Uttar Pradesh, after 37 years, a government is repeated on the basis of our performance. In Uttarakhand, where the government has never been repeated, has been repeated basis of our performance. Gujarat, 27 years, government is repeated basis of our performance. 2014, we get a mandate. 2019, we get a bigger mandate basis of performance. And that is because, look, what is the template that we have set? We have set a template that we want this country to go from 10th to 3rd position as far as the economy is concerned. We want to deliver social welfare to 80 crore people, whether it's ration, toilets, Ujjwala cylinders, so on and so forth. We want to build infrastructure at breakneck speed, which is 70 airports or double the number of highways. We want to take out 24 crore people out of poverty. Slogans were given. Garibi Hatao. We are actually doing it. And when all of this comes together, then I would say that the blessings of Ram, Lalla and Gita on us. And now let me explain Ram, Lalla and Gita before some people start frothing. The Ram, Lalla and Gita means G for growth, I for infrastructure, T for technology, A for Atmanirbhar Bharat, and Ram, Lalla means R for Rashtriya Suraksha. You can see that 2611, what was the response? And today, what is the response when a Uri happens or a Pulwama happens? Then we have A for Arthvyavastha, 10 to 3rd, L for leadership, L for Labharti, and the manner in which A for Atmanirbhar Bharat, where the defense exports have gone up to 16,000 crores. So it is purely on the basis of performance that this confidence is there in us.
No, that may be true, and that may be how the BJP feels, but I'm asking you a slightly different question. Why would you say this? Because ultimately, many would say yes, the third term is not so much in doubt, and of course our other panelists will possibly disagree with it. But why would you set a target of 400 Paar? Internally, what is that the messaging that the BJP wants to give?
Look, as far as targets are concerned, we always work on a scientific basis. Let me tell you the scientific basis of this target too. In 2019, there are 224 seats where we won with a 50% vote share. Over the last 5 years, despite the fact that we have been in service, we have been working consistently on 400 plus seats to take the vote share above 50%. So, even if an opportunistic alliance like Delhi, you have seen Aam Aadmi Party and Congress coming together, even if they come together, we are above 50% vote share. So they cannot hurt us politically. And therefore, there are over 400 plus seats where the NDA alliance is going to get above 50% vote. And then combined with that, one last line, is that we are going to be blessed by the Devi Shakti and Nari Shakti. Those who are talking about vanquishing Nari Shakti and Devi Shakti will be punished by them, and we will be rewarded by them.
So I'm hearing a new thing now. It's not just 400 Paar, it's also 400 Paar with 50% vote share on those 400 seats.
Look, we aim for the stars. We will reach on the rooftop. Yeah.
Okay. Shama, I want to come to you. the one thing the BJP has very successfully done, they may not achieve 370, the NDA may not achieve 400. It is very, very difficult and almost unprecedented. But what they've done is almost broken the back, psychologically, would you say, of the opposition, because no longer is this about whether Narendra Modi will get elected again. It's only about how and by how much.
Thank you for inviting me here. First and foremost, let's not take the people of India for a ride. Let's not take the people of India for granted. They have a brain. They know what is happening. So you come out and say, Abki Baar, 400 Paar, and they're looking out and saying, what is happening? This man is taking us for granted. The Bharatiya Janata Party is saying, they are saying it loud, that we have already won the election before the election is on. How dare? And I'm telling you, this is hazardous because the people of India do not like it. This is exactly what happened in 2004, the India Shining. Now let's look. He says 400 Paar. It's exactly like what you mentioned, Shivani, 200 Paar in West Bengal. They use money, muscle power, everything possible there. But what did they get? 77. And it is a psychological war on people, saying that, you know what, you're sitting on the fence, we are winning, so choose us. But it's not the truth. Now let's look at the numbers. He kept on saying some numbers, when I look at the numbers, last time the states which really, they had a 90% hit was Maharashtra, Bihar and Karnataka, They won basically 90% of the seats. Now, Maharashtra, they're going to go down. Bihar, the India alliance is going to do well. And Karnataka, we know that we will win around 15 to 16 seats for sure. So I fail to see where this is. UP and West Bengal, they had 60% hit. Now, where UP, they were better off in 2014. They went down in 2019. And there is a possibility they might go up. But West Bengal, they're going to go down. South, the Prime Minister is always in southern part of India. Kerala, 0. Tamil Nadu, 0. Andhra Pradesh, 0. So I don't know where they're going to get their seats because that's going to be 0 again. There's not going to be. Let me finish. Let me. So what I'm trying to say is that the numbers don't add up here, what he says. The India alliance is going to do very well in Delhi. Like he said, 7 out of 7 was what they got. It's not going to be the same. Punjab, they are nowhere, as always. So there are many states like that where Northeast, the Manipur effect will be there. Assam, the CA has been put in effect. The Citizenship Amendment Act, the effect will be there. There, their seats will go down. Now, let me also come up to a point he said. He talked about how the development has happened after 2014. I hear words like Atmanirbhar Bharat. I hear Viksit Bharat. I hear Amrit Kal. These are the names which we hear. Then they say development into 2047. But when they came to Paar in 2014, farmers' income doubled in 2022. Not done. 5 trillion economy in 2022. Not done. Basically, we have to understand also that people like Arvind Subramaniam, who was the former economic advisor of the Prime Minister of India, says the GDP figures don't add up. So they can say a lot of things, but what is the ground reality is different. Recently, the RBI has said 2016, 1.6% of the GDP was the foreign direct investment. Right now, it's 0.6%. The foreign direct investment has gone down. Okay, these are not my figures. So what I'm trying to tell you is you can talk about figures, you can say things, but we have Mengai, Berozgari, and of course, undeclared emergency.
All right. I was going to talk about the psychological effect. So let me come to Nalin with that. Is this overconfidence, Nalin? Or is this a realization that they can actually do better, a confidence, overconfidence or quiet confidence that the BJP has right now?
So I think this election is very different from 2004. The polity in 2004, when India Shining was mentioned, that was a very different kind of polity where the BJP in general was just a little bit ahead of the Congress in previous the 10, 12 years before that.
And it was a coalition government of a different.
There was a different kind. There was a old BJP which was a different kind of a political animal. You look at the current polity. Even in 2019, a lot of the at this point in 2019, the contest looked far more equal. Right? A lot of people thought that Rahul Gandhi would win that election. At this point in 2024, the contest is looking different. one of the reasons why it's looking different is because of the results in the assembly elections. And there, may I say that with the India alliance, had the seat sharing been done before the assembly elections, it might have been a different dynamic. The Congress, I think, waited too long for the assembly election results to come out, which kind of completely brought down its bargaining power with the allies, who started now looking at other things. You've seen what's happened with Mamata Banerjee in the with Trinamool Congress. Also, I think the BJP last time had 39.7% of the vote. Now, so the BJP is different in different parts of the country, but look at the strike rate. The BJP strike rate across India was 69.4%. In North India, it was 89.4%. In South, it was 33. In West India, it was 92.7. In East India, 41.3, and in the Northeast, 70. Now compare that to the Congress, which was around 19% of vote share, roughly around that, and the Congress strike rate was 12.4%, which was, significantly lower than the BJP. In the highest strike rate the Congress had was in the South, which is 31.5. Now, if you're talking about a 330 target or a 400 par target, the BJP will have to. Where is the headroom for the BJP? I don't think, if you look at all the polls, I don't think people are debating whether BJP is the result of the election. People are debating the extent of this, right? Now, and that's important. Yeah. And again, I do take the point, and you can't predict any election. No election is a foregone conclusion, for sure. That's a fair point. But let me say that in this election, where is the headroom for the BJP compared to last time? In the Hindi heartland, the BJP essentially maxed out. The headroom is in UP. In the West, it maxed out largely. The headroom is in the South, and there I think Andhra and Telangana are critical. The BJP won 4 seats in Telangana, nothing in Andhra last time. There, though, are critical. Some green shoots in Kerala, perhaps. There is the BJP is going very hard at Tamil Nadu for some green shoots there. In Odisha, you are seeing a putative understanding with the BJD, and there is some headroom in the Northeast. So that's how the chessboard looks right now. And in terms of overconfidence or ambition, the question that you asked, let me say that if you look at the Narendra Modi template of politics, that's been the case in terms of very high ambition. From the beginning, this is a prime minister or a leader who first fought an election in 2001 when he became chief minister of Gujarat. He never fought an election individually before that. He has not lost an election since then. And you look at every successive election before this, whether it's Gujarat elections since then, you look at UP elections since 2014, you look at the Lok Sabha elections. All of these targets are what has been achieved. I think Shehzad mentioned UP after 37 years, Madhya Pradesh. All of these looked impossible before these elections. 5
southern states, 129 seats. The BJP won only 29 last time. In Tamil Nadu, none. In Kerala, none. In Andhra, none. This time around, from those 29, how much more can they do for them to be able to breach that 370 mark or the 400 mark? Is that even possible in one election cycle for them to change their fortune so much?
Shivani, very difficult for me to say exactly how many seats BJP needs to reach 370. But my own sense is that this is a narrative which has been created by Prime Minister Modi. In my opinion, yes, BJP is going very strong. In my opinion, BJP is roughly or slightly over, about the performance of 2019, but I don't see BJP reaching 370. But going back to your question, if BJP's target is 370 and if they even aims to reach at 370, they need to improve in the southern state. They need to win a large number of states in the southern state because the party has already maxed in most of the North Indian states. So North Indian state, except for a couple of states where they can improve, which has already been discussed, like say UP or few other states. So BJP would need to work very hard in the southern state. BJP is already doing that, but my own sense is that that's not going to be enough. In one cycle, I don't think this is an election.
So whatever vote share bump they might get, which let's say we can assume that they will, there is a different acceptance of the party today. They've seen Narendra Modi in power for 10 years now. It's no longer an unknown commodity, what the BJP at the center would be. You don't think that would essentially convert into that many seats for them in South India?
No, certainly if I go state by state, say Tamil Nadu, definitely I see BJP's vote share going up in all the southern states. No doubt about that. Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Telangana, Karnataka. But will this increase in vote result in a multiplier of seat? That's unlikely to happen. One or two seats here and there is the only possibility. And I'm saying it's a big if. Maybe in Kerala, one seat here and there, maybe Kerala, Tamil Nadu, maybe one or two seats here and there. But that's not going to add up to taking BJP up to the level of 370.
Exactly. Shehzad? So, pipe dream, it seems. Yes, it's great to target and it's great to set targets. Fair enough. You aim for the stars, you land on the moon, as you said. But you have to be realistic. Where are you going to get these seats from?
Look, first of all, let's get this out of our head that the BJP is a party alien to the south part of this country. We have the maximum number of Lok Sabha seats as we speak. You may argue that it's from one state, so is the Congress from Kerala mostly. So therefore, and by the way, where is DMK in Telangana? Where is DMK in Puducherry? DMK in Andhra? Where is DMK in Karnataka? So we have a pan-south presence. We have a government in Puducherry. We have been in government in Karnataka. And we have a sizable presence in Telangana. We have a sizable alliance in Andhra now. We have a sizable presence better than the IUML in Kerala.
Nalin, you wanted to come in. Interesting point he's making that there's a different template in South now. We haven't had that before. We didn't have a legitimate, counter to, let's say, Dravidian politics in the past. We didn't have, let's say, a counter in Kerala very strongly in the past. So who knows? Maybe people want this alternative.
So, I think I agree with Sanjay here that look, these things take time, but I would say that in Tamil Nadu in particular, look at, I think you mentioned the Prime Minister spending a lot of time in Tamil Nadu. Look at the Sengol, look at the whole optics around the Ram Mandir, around the Ram Lalla, around that. See, the point is this, Tamil Nadu politics for the longest time has not had a serious national party since the 1960s. The Congress has always been a bit place in 1967 in that state. What the BJP is basically doing is that at a time, with most of the regional satraps, they are towards the winter of their lives. I mean, the last 20, 30 years, we look at state after state after state, it's been dominated by regional satraps. All of them are, whether it's Badals in Punjab, whether it is Naveen Patnaik in Odisha, Mamata Banerjee, slightly differently, but ADMK, DMK.
DRS.
So all of them now, this has now had 15, 20 years. You're nearing the end of that cycle. You look at, in Tamil Nadu, there is a vacuum in Tamil Nadu politics.
Is the second or third generation not appearing as attractive?
So DMK right now is stable, even though it's the dynasty that controls it. But ADMK is in flux. There is an anti-DMK vote in Tamil Nadu, the matrix of that politics has always been Dravidian politics. It's always been post-Periyar politics. The BJP is trying to create a new template of politics. There is green shoots for that. Now, whether it takes 10 years, 15 years, 8 years, that we will see. Okay. But there is clearly an alternative that they're trying to build as a different counter narrative.
The INDA alliance says, vote for us or don't vote for the BJP to save the constitution. Now, some would argue your narrative is a little bit thakawa. We've heard this for the last 10 years, save constitution, save democracy. Here's the Prime Minister talking about a Viksit Bharat. His idea or narrative is more attractive.
Yeah, Viksit Bharat, Amrit Kal, I don't know what all names I've heard. You can keep hearing these names. His own Member of Parliament, Anand Kumar Hegde, it's not ours, said that we want 400 Paar because we need to change the Constitution of India. It is not our Congress party's words. You have to understand, it comes from them. You have to get that. Now, I just want to say a couple of things. He mentioned Priyanka Gandhi promising 1 lakh jobs. Yeah, the Prime Minister of India promised 2 crore jobs. Have we got that? The Parliament itself, in its reply, said, we have provided 7 lakh jobs. This is not from me. This is the Parliament's reply. All right. Now he talks about corruption in the South. Who is Suvindu Adhikari? What is this corruption? We all know. Sharada, Narada. What about Himanda Biswa Sarma? Louise Burgess scam. So we know enough and more people in that party who have Yadurappa went to jail for corruption. Now POSCO investigation. So this is the South template they want to bring about in the South. Yadurappa, they said Karnataka is the state they won. Now there's a POSCO investigation happening on Mr. Yadurappa. So this is the template they would like to bring. Then he says about the Prime Minister how when he promises something he does. Yesterday, the Prime Minister of India said, I sacrifice my life for my mothers and sisters. I started to laugh because there were wrestlers who were protesting, telling the Prime Minister of India that Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh molested us. The Prime Minister did not even speak to them. I remember during Nirbhaya's time, when there was an issue, Manmohan Singh ji and Sonia ji called the protesters to their house, spoke to them, asked them, what is the problem? How do we solve it? And that's when we brought the Nirbhaya Act. There is huge anti-incumbency. I'll tell you why. Every Rajya Sabha member or minister is being asked to fight election because they know there is a problem here. They are worried inside. They are nervous. Why are they running behind allies? MNS. They want MNS. ADIMK said, we don't want to, still begging them. BJD, which is they are the principal opposition in Odisha. Why are they having the alliance with BJD? Because they're frightened. They would not even get the 302. They're talking about 370, 400 Paar. So they are running behind alliance partners, begging them please. So finally PMK has agreed in Tamil Nadu. So this is the situation which we are seeing. And Kerala. Kerala is the state I come from. She said there is they're talking in Paar. See, Kerala has nearly 50% minorities and has never had a riot. Let me tell you that. They do not want a riot. They remember that in 2020, when President Trump was visiting India, the President of the United States of America, there was a riot happening here. The army should have been called in. But Mr. Amit Shah did not want to. The riot went on for 3 days. They don't want that sort of thing. They feel that if they get the Bharatiya Janata Party in Kerala, there would be riots because there's a huge minority. And one last thing. He said that 25 crore people have been taken out of poverty. I don't know where the figures come out. But from 2004 to 14, Oxfam and the United Nations said 27 crore people have been taken out of poverty in India. These are figures coming. Proper figures. There are data. Nowadays, we do not have data.
I want him to be able to respond. Can you first respond to the question to what he talked about the alliances? Why are you chasing alliance partners or still wanting to bring everybody under your umbrella if you're so confident? That's a legitimate question.
On a lighter note, I thought that this kind of meltdown will be seen on 4th June, but it has already started. But anyways, let me add.
It's the truth.
Madam, your truth, people have seen it twice over. Anyways. Let me now come. Why are we chasing alliances? Shivani ji, I'll give you a personal example. In Punjab, we had an alliance with Akalis for a very long period of time. As a party, it curtailed our growth because we were restricted to very few areas, and we never even got proper share in the governments of those alliance governments. Yet we did the alliance not for political reason. We did it so that the Hindu-Sikh solidarity could be maintained. The BJP approaches country and this entire thing not from political perspective, but it approaches it from a national interest perspective. If we are doing alliances because we are scared, then Shivani, they are so takatwar, they are going to win the election. डीएमके को ये कहते थे राजीव गांधी के हत्यारे उनके साथ अलायंस आम आदमी पार्टी के साथ कभी हाथ नहीं मिलाएंगे आम आदमी पार्टी से बच्चों की सौगंध खाता हूं कभी अलायंस नहीं करूंगा पंजाब में आम आदमी पार्टी से एक थी कांग्रेस एंड बेईमान पार्टी बंगाल में दीदी बोलती है कि दिस पार्टी विल नॉट गेट 40 सीट्स उनके साथ केंद्र में अलायंस केरला में वेयर शी कम्स फ्रॉम द लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन सतीशन जी हैज जस्ट यस्टरडे अक्यूज्ड विजयन जी ऑफ ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ थिंग्स एंड सुधाकरन जी व्हेन ही वाज पुट इन जेल ही सेड दैट मिस्टर पिनराई विजयन इज द मोस्ट डिक्टेटोरियल पर्सन दे हैव कॉल्ड हिम कावर्ड एंड साइकोपैथ ये केरल में कुश्ती करते और दिल्ली में दोस्ती करते हैं अब आते हैं बाकी के
You wanted to respond on the employment numbers. Very quickly, I have to go to others as well. Yeah.
Madam, 1 second. EPFO is something that the employer and the employee both contribute to. So this data can never be wrong. When they left government, there were 11 crore EPFO subscribers. Today, there are 27 crore EPFO subscribers. Majority of them in the age group of 18 to 25, first-time jobs. 16 crore jobs. Please keep writing. Secondly, when you have a situation of LFPR, the labor force participation rate, it was below 35 when UPA left. Today it is above 56. Worker population ratio, all identifiable data. When they left, it was below 45. Today it is above 55. Thirdly, NSO has given the unemployment rate is the lowest in the last 7 years, 3.1%. But forget that. I'll tell you something physically. They used to construct highways at the rate of 11 kilometers per day. Today it is 37 kilometers per day. Who is constructing this extra 26 kilometers? People from Rome. When 70 airports have been constructed in the last 10 years, as opposed to 70 airports in 70 years, who has constructed it? People from Pakistan. When you have 5 metros, now you have 20 metro stations. Who has constructed these metro stations?
Okay, I've run out of time. I want to come to all of our guests for 30 seconds each, and I'll start with Nalin. 400 Paar, possibility or piped dream?
The target of 400, I think, is a very difficult one. Is the BJP in pole position right now? Yes. What is the number it will get? We have to wait and see. I
You'll
think we'll
stick your
begin.
neck out or no? Say yes or no. Possibility or pipe?
Very difficult.
Very difficult. Shama?
So I just want to say is that there is no 400 Paar, there is no 300 Paar also this time.
No
It is
300
going to be the India Alliance winning this election because we are bringing about issues what the people are facing. 30 lakh government jobs are out there. Why is the PM not filling it up?
Sanjay Kumar, piped dream or a possibility 400 Paar? As a psephologist, do you think this is possible in India again?
No, possible तो कुछ भी है, but very very difficult in 2024.
Okay. 400 पार होगा या नहीं होगा? मैं वो
जब
पूछे
देश की, मैं आपको बताऊं एक वाक्य में, आप बोलते रहिए पर सुनने को कोई तैयार नहीं है, आप बोलते रहिए। ऐसा है कि जब देश की प्रभु शक्ति, देवी शक्ति और नारी शक्ति जिसको एक गाली देते हैं वो हमारे साथ है तो 400 पार भी होगा, आप देखते रहिए।
RTI, RTE, Food Security Act,
बोलते रहिए,
Indian US nuclear civil deal, Manrega. What did they get? Nothing. This is what we have got.
All right. I do have to thank all of our panelists on that note. If we can have a small round of applause with the audiences here. And a big thanks to our guests for joining us. Shehzad, Nalin, Shama and Sanjay ji. Thanks a lot for joining us.